Today we're going to talk about the 3 things I love about living in Murrieta and the 3 things I hate. And we are starting right now. Hi everybody, welcome to my channel. I'm Jessica Genung with Realty One Group Southwest. If you are new here, please consider subscribing to my channel. Right down here, we are going to be talking about all things Murrieta and Temecula. So let's start with the 3 things that I'm not so crazy about. The first thing that I'm not so crazy about living in Murrieta is going to be the summer heat. 25% of the year, it is very hot. July and August are going to be your hottest month, and the average highs are usually around the 90s, and it certainly can get over 100. It's very hot. Almost everybody has air conditioning. I recommend that you have that. We also recommend a whole house fan is wonderful, and a pool. Many people have a pool. If you don't have a pool, you might want to consider making a friend with a neighbor who does have a pool, which is what we're going to have to do this year because we just sold our house with the pool, so we're really nervous about that. The second thing that I'm not so crazy about living in Murrieta is the traffic. Traffic is continually increasing. The population growth in this area has been overwhelming. I grew up 30 minutes from here, and I remember when there was literally nothing here. In 1980, the population of Murrieta was about 2,200 people, and in 1991, the city of Murrieta, it was incorporated, and the population was about 24,000. That's in 1991. Now the population is over 113,000. So with that crazy population growth, it has led to a lot of increased traffic. Now I will say Temecula versus Murrieta. Temecula, I could definitely say has more traffic than Murrieta, but neither Murrieta or Temecula is anywhere near as bad as LA traffic. You're not going to have gridlock, so it's not that bad. My third least favorite thing about living in Murrieta is that this is a commuter town. There are not enough local jobs due to the population growth that I just talked about. If you're lucky enough to get one of the local jobs in Murrieta or Temecula, that's great. Otherwise, your next best option is going to be to work from home. Or what a lot of people I know do is you do have to commute, and oftentimes you're commuting an hour or an hour and a half or more each way. So that is not fun. Now let's get to the 3 best parts about living in Murrieta. So my first best reason for living in Murrieta is that it is affordable for Southern California. Not only is it affordable, but it's nice. Oftentimes in California, if you're going somewhere that is affordable, it might not be that nice, but Murrieta is. You have beautiful rolling hills, views, large, nice houses. In the 400s and 500,000s, you can get a gorgeous, large, beautiful house in a great neighborhood. In the 300s, you can get a smaller starter home, and in the 200s, you can get a condo. You can get a nice condo. Number 2 is that Murrieta ranks very high in safety. Safewise is an online resource that analyzes California cities, and they come up with a list of the 50 safest cities. And last year in 2018, Murrieta was number 2. This year's just came out in 2019, and we dropped to number 5. We are almost always among the top 5. The top 5, they kind of shuffle around, but Murrieta is almost always in the mix. Safewise, they analyze FBI crime statistics and census population data, and that's how they come up with this list. If you want to read more about California's safest cities and are interested in checking out Safewise's website, I have included a link down below in the video description. The third and best reason for living in the city of Murrieta is the proximity of so many fun things to do. Just within Murrieta alone, you've got Old Town, which is developing quite nicely. There is a lot of new restaurants with outdoor seating, there's historical buildings, there's shopping, there's tree-lined streets, many fun things to do in Old Town. If you are in the mood for a hike, you could head up to the Santa Rosa Plateau, which has miles and miles of hiking, top of the world views, and even if you hike deep down in, there's seasonal waterfalls. Beautiful scenery up there. Just a 20 or 30-minute drive to Temecula, you will find over 40 wineries and all the amenities that go along with that. So of course you have your tasting rooms, you have wonderful restaurants, you have beautiful sceneries, you have spas, you have live music, you have a ton of events to do. Murrieta is also close to about a half a dozen casinos, the closest of which is going to be in Temecula, and that's Pechanga Resort and Casino, which is a huge casino. It's bigger than any casino in Vegas, and it has tons of entertainment options. Of course, you have your gaming, your slots, and your table games, but you also have a comedy club, you have concerts, you have an RV park, you have like a huge outdoor area with 5 pools, you have a spa, you have a world-class golf course. Tons of fun things to do there, and that's just one of the many casinos that's like within a half an hour drive. Other fun things to do that are located within an hour of Murrieta: if you head north, you could get to Disneyland, Knott's Berry Farm, Newport Beach, Long Beach and the aquarium there. If you head south, you have the options of going to the world famous zoo, you have the safari park, you have SeaWorld, you have downtown San Diego, Coronado Island, all the wonderful San Diego beaches. If you decide to head northeast of Murrieta, you could go to Big Bear. You can get there in a little over an hour and go skiing. You've got Joshua Tree National Park and Palm Springs. I could do a whole video alone of all the fun things to do that are within like an hour proximity of Murrieta. Thanks so much for watching my video. I hope that you learned a little bit about what it's like to live in Murrieta. And if you want to see more videos like this, don't forget to subscribe right down here. See you next time.